We should be live.
Oh no, I hate being live.
You're live.
Welcome everybody to Frametrap Friday episode 6, time skip edition.
Time skip.
Yeah.
Hiatus, boys.
Hiatus, boys.
Yeah, we haven't been live in a couple of weeks, of course. When I say a couple of weeks, I mean 1 week. But of course, we're right back to it, and hopefully give you guys some nice quality content as usual, and hopefully try to give you guys the information you deserve.
Yeah, because this is a quality informational podcast. We didn't really miss too much though, thankfully, from when I was keeping up on stuff, and there was a little bit of tech found, but that's about it, and nobody cares about that. So.
And the thing is, a lot of the tech that's used today was found in the betas. Especially
Yeah.
if people talk about the OS jump back. It's like, but that was found like in beta too. So.
I don't know about any of that. I just press buttons and command grab people. That's my whole
I
life.
just throw sonic booms and kick people. So.
Well, it sounds like we're masters of our craft, dude.
You could be the best you could be as long as you just do one thing.
Man, you're awfully bassy today, Fire Team. I should have told you that before we went live.
I'm not basic.
You're pretty bassy.
Well, because, I don't know. I probably saw
Well,
my voice.
Today, for those of you listening, today, right now, currently, it is March 25th. Capcom finally decided to put a release date on their March update, cutting it awfully close, as they're wont to do. Monday, March the 28th. So we were both completely wrong on our guesses as far as when that was coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird, though, they put it on the 28th. Like, almost all game updates usually come out on Tuesdays, just because it's just, I don't know, habit. Because, if it's out on a Monday, people work Monday through Friday usually, and then you get there on Monday, and then you have to put it out that night, so. At least if you
I guess I hadn't really thought about it that way. I guess that makes sense.
And if you have it on a Tuesday, at least you have a day to, comb over to make sure it's good to go. But...
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to start talking about the update.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're going to do.
We've really lost our stride, haven't we, Chris? Oh,
yeah.
Well. So, anyway, this March update, not anything super secret coming out. You've got the challenge mode that we were looking at. You got the online rematch, 2 out of 3 sets that we were talking about, 8-person lobbies, the bug fixes we talked about in the last Frametrap Friday. Alex is coming out on the 30th, Wednesday. He's not coming in the new update. And with him comes the shop as well. So you can get Alex as a DLC character and the story mode costumes. Alex is 100,000 fight money, and story mode is 40,000 fight money. And as I was reading this article, they say that the Zinni, the real money shop, not getting launched. And I was freaking out. I was like, well, I guess I just can't get Alex because I haven't done any grinding for fight money. But what they're doing is actually really cool. Is they're making Alex available for free until they decide to launch the real money shop.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's
Yeah, so
really
you get kind of like a trial period with him. And they said they plan on doing that for all DLC characters as well, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, make sure you like them.
It's just that MOBA style at work again. And then on the 30th, you get Ryu and Chun-Li story mode costumes for free as well.
Well, yeah, even though Chun-Li's story mode costume leaves much to be desired in my personal opinion. She looks so weird in that cop outfit.
But I mean, they're trying. They're really trying. And also, Season Pass users get a free brand new stage as well coming up. So that's the first extra content that we've seen that's completely new, because all the costumes and stuff have been mostly, story mode or the pre-order costumes and stuff. So a new stage is kind of big, means that they're starting to do that first wave of new stuff.
And not so to mention, I think it's the first thing, if you purchase the season pass, it's the first thing you get that you would not get as a regular member. So
that is better. That is a better phrasing.
So I mean, that's pretty crazy that it's a stage as for the first exclusive content. But, the challenge mode seems to be exactly what they talked about earlier. We talked about it in the previous episode, how it seems pretty cool that they're going for a more noob-friendly approach with this trial mode. So like, oh, hey, do this really hard combo. It's more like, okay, so here's how you play the game. And then they start to get you into those weird and hard combos, towards the end. So it's really cool that they, give beginners a good place to start and, a good reason to actually put time in this game.
Yeah, and I think that... it's a little late in the game, but at the same time, this is month 2, right? Came out in February, month 2 of a game that they're hopefully going to have a 9-year lifespan on. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's definitely a recoupable loss.
Yeah, especially since we think about whenever Street Fighter 4 became big. It was months or years into its existence. Of course, the diehard fans of Street Fighter, wearing it since 2009, but there were quite a few 2013ers and 2014ers at that.
Hmm. Well, us specifically even got into it pretty hard there towards the end.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah, I mean nothing too crazy coming out with the updates.
I
Just
thought
exactly.
I thought it was pretty crazy that they had it split between Monday and Wednesday, though. That's pretty weird. As we said, that the Monday update is like the more of the extra content update. That's where you're talking about the challenge mode, the rematching options, the battle lounge improvements, and the bug fixes, like with the increased jump frames and whatever. And then on Wednesday, though, that's when they're doing the money-related content with the Alex update and the in-game shop update as well. So,
Well, this is just my personal opinion here. The Monday update is literally on disc DLC. They're unlocking for us basically. All the stuff that's there. I am pretty sure has been implemented for a while, and then Wednesday is like the big old actual download kind of stuff.
yeah.
So that makes sense from their perspective too. Just kind of the easy things first, and then the big old download later.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be pretty nice to actually get those get that content and hopefully make it a full game for casuals and experienced players alike.
God, can I soapbox and vent for a minute?
Sure.
I am so pissed off that Alex is not allowed at max out.
Yeah.
Because the max out is our monthly for all of our future non-local listeners. But because we had a tournament the week the game came out, and Guilty ruined us and everything we stood for, and now a character that I'm actually kind of excited to play isn't allowed to be played because it's too new. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's too new. I mean, that to be fair, I mean, that seems to be pretty common. It's 12 days after, but yeah, like it is a monthly to be fair. But yeah, I wonder how. NCR is gonna be this week, so obviously not gonna have Alex available, and until the next week. But I wonder whenever they're starting to allow Alex. I wonder how long they're gonna. I wonder if it's gonna be Smash Brothers approach, and where it's gonna be like, oh man, the character's only been out for 6.5 months. I just don't think we can. I just don't think we can play with this guy yet. And then, or it could be like the Mortal Kombat X approach, where it's like, wow, this guy came out yesterday. I think he's good to go.
I think Mortal Kombat style approach for sure, because I think, me personally also, I think that the professional mindset is adapt or die. If you are serious about winning a tournament like the pro players are and everything, then you're going to learn that tech. That's your job. Yeah. You are going to spend the night that he comes out in the lab learning everything he can do. And if you're not, then you're going to get blown up by him, and that's just kind of the way it goes, and you have an excuse. But it's just, there's no reason not to,
I mean, I kind of hope it's going to be a little bit of a mix between the two. I mean, obviously, I don't want, let's say NCR was next weekend, right? I don't want Alex being played at NCR. I think that's really dumb. It came out 3 days before, but maybe 2 weeks from now, I could definitely I like how Here's the Storm does it. They ban character for 2 weeks, and then they're good to go for after that. So that gives you 14 days to play the character, get used to him, play online against him. Let people get kind of good with them, and then you can use them in tournament.
Dude, the League of Legends, the character came out, and then you insta-lock, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is my first time with this guy. I'm sure it'll go well.
And then you get ripped.
Oh, 10-0.
10-0.
10-0 matchups, dude.
Yeah, I mean, new characters are really, really, especially with Alex. I mean, a lot of people that played Alex in Third Strike, he's going to be a lot different in this game. Lacking some moves and, gaining some moves at that.
And for people who are already familiar with Street Fighter V, he brings kind of a different play style too. So just more stuff to adapt to.
Yeah.
Speaking of tournaments, you already mentioned it. NCR is this weekend, as should be going on right now, actually.
Yeah.
25th through the 28th of March. And I have here a little Twitter thing pulled up of some notable players at NCR based by pools. A lot of names you'd expect, all the Japanese players there. Tokido, Fudo, Kazunoko. Infiltration is not Japanese, he's Korean, but same diff. The Eastern Asians. And then Haitani, Xiaohai, all those players. It's just, there's a lot of people there. It's a big tournament, stacked tournament. There we go.
And also to mention, a lot of the people that came in last week for final round, they just stayed in the States. They didn't go back, obviously, because when you fly from Korea to the U.S., and then a week, you get done with the tournament on Sunday. You probably play casuals on Monday, and then you have pool starting on Friday, or a team tournament probably starting on Friday. So you're gonna be there you're gonna go back home for 3 days and come back, or you're just gonna stay in the U.S. And so a lot of them have been playing casuals a lot of this week.
Hey, was Gamer B at final round?
I don't know.
Oh my God, he's not at NCR.
don't know who he was. Let's see.
Bruce, my boy, where are you at? You too busy getting married or whatever? I don't care. Or is that Momochi who got married?
Yeah.
Same diff.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah, poor guy. You know, like the vortex.
Vortex of the wife. But no, yeah, I mean, exactly like you'd expect. And then notable American players, you've got Chris G, BJ Unchained, Justin Wong, Gutex, Ricky's there, 801 Strider, Alex Myers, it looks like, Forwood, XSK Samurai, also awesome, Pierre Balrog. So yeah, basically all the names you'd expect to see anybody who could make it to California this weekend.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see. We have seen Nash take the first 2 tournaments, so I wonder if we're going to see Infiltration do it again.
I hope that the finals are Fang versus Fang.
Fang versus. No, you want Laura versus Laura.
No, I don't. I played that just last night, and it was an abomination. I hate that matchup with a passion now.
What?
What?
All you have to do is just do what she does, but better.
Yeah, and I did what she did, but worse, and I lost. So I'm a little salty. You know, I guess it's different at pro players. You really think that's what that matchup and certain other matchups come down to? Is just you do the game plan better?
No.
Okay.
Mirror matchups are really not like that. Like, especially like if I go back to Akuma versus Akuma, it was literally who had the better anti-Akuma tech.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like he could do a lot of anti-teleport option selects, and so like I used to know all of them. So like, you know, I used to get people teleporting around there, and they're like, I have no idea how to take it, and I'm just like, meh, 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 just teleporting across the screen. They have no idea what to do.
I knew all of them. Well, I mean, just like Ryu versus Ryu is the zoning.
Yeah.
Like you do that forever, and whoever does it better wins. But
yeah, so the Ryu mirror match is really fun because it's really honest.
God, don't ever say those words to me again.
It's really fun because it's really honest.
Kill me.
Yeah, for all those at home, me and Mason played that quite a bit.
I continue to play it to this day because people think that I'm a Ryu player through and through. People keep asking me, even now at our locals and regionals, why aren't you playing Ryu? I'm like, none of your goddamn business. I'm playing Laura. Deal with it.
Who even likes Laura?
Me. Full bleed. People who hate themselves.
Apparently.
Speaking of hating yourself, we have a new wireless fight stick in the works. Yeah. And so when you drop frames on that and you hate yourself, that's the option select there. But it's made by Massdrop, or is getting funded by Massdrop, which looks to be some sort of crowdfunding thing.
Yeah, it's one of those websites where the more you purchase, the cheaper the item gets. So,
it's kind of cool, actually.
So here's like the thing is usually like this one, you only need to purchase like 20 of them to get it. But a lot of the products like I need 10,000 of these purchased for the price to go down. Like it's like mass purchasing. Like this is obviously a kind of niche product. So. But here it is right here. I have a picture over here on the screen, obviously, and got the, showing some pictures of it. They have, Sanwa parts in this?
Yes, it's all Sanwa.
Yeah, and so it's going to be wireless, and unlike the Hori Wireless Fighter 3, whatever they called it, this one uses rechargeable batteries.
And it says here that it works with Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and even Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
What in the hell, dude? That's tight. So, I just almost asked the stupidest question in the world. Never mind.
What was the question?
So, what does it plug in with? I was like, how does it do that? And then I realized that.
Well, yeah, but I would never trust a wireless fight stick. I already don't trust most fight sticks. Yeah,
I mean, we've seen a lot of Razer fight sticks, right? They've been failing on everybody left and right.
Including the big man himself.
There's 2 big men, right?
Oh, you have Infiltration and nobody else. That's the only person that matters.
Didn't it happen literally at EVO?
Wait,
last year?
Right.
Yeah, it was Momochi.
Wow, yeah.
That's two notable ones.
Wow, I didn't even remember that. Yeah, you're right.
You were there.
I was there, but who cares? You were right there. Yeah, I know.
Oh, man, what a life.
Yeah, shouts to Full Bleed in the chat, by the way.
Oh, fuck yeah, Full Bleed, get the hell out of our chat.
And he says to you, and you got bodied, yo,
I did.
Yo,
that did happen.
And then he had the little face. But
I'm not about to backtrack. I did get bodied. So I was perusing the next topic here, the final round 19 results, and it's interesting to me that top 7 here, or top 8, are all different characters.
Yep.
Literally all different.
Yep. Nash, Ryu, Karen, Nikali, Ken, Armika, Chun, Fang. And then you go to the next set. It's not like it's got like any kind of one character. You know, you see the next set of 8 for top 16. It's Karen, Vega, Nash, Cammy, Zangief, Chun-Li, Ken, Dalsim. Another 8. In their own respect. You know,
That's crazy, man.
yeah. So top 16 was. When you think you have 2 Nashes, you have 1 Ryu, 2 Karens, one of them being Justin Wong, one of them being Mago. So I mean, it's not exactly like nobody's playing those characters. Haitani coming with the Kali, only one in top 16. These are very crazy numbers.
Yeah, and I think that it still says a lot that the state of the game, that even though it's super brain dead or whatever, what have you, that all these different characters with obviously different play styles can still do so well.
Yeah, and I mean it's just like you just see Justin Wong playing Karen. He thinks Justin Wong always plays a pretty decent character, and he's like, I think Karen's a really good character. And then you see Nikita like, man, everybody says Dalsim's OP, but I moved away from Dalsim, and now I'm playing Ryu. Then Infiltration's like, guys, you're all wrong. It's Nash. Nash is crazy good. And then Haitani's like no. Nikali is where it's at.
And then the voice of reason, Sonic Fox, decides to go Fang, But no, I think that Sonic Fox placing top 8 is probably the most surprising part of that, because that's great. That just goes to show that a lot of different people from different different games and different mindsets can get into this just as easily as anybody else can.
And as I've said this before, I think this game is the most Mortal Kombat-esque Street Fighter ever. I mean, it plays very similar, with a lot of buttons, a lot of crazy stuff, less focus on footsies, more focus on wake-up options.
A lot of focus on that turn-based combat that we've been pushing so hard as well.
Mm-hmm. Every time you get a knockdown, if you can advance your Oki situation, then, that's really... I mean, Street Fighter 4 was honestly like, you play like... Probably, I think the best example I had, the best difference between Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 is Street Fighter 4, you go to like about 5 neutral footsie situations in a round. And like that's how you won. Like if you landed all 5 of them, then whoever landed those 5 footsie situations first won the game. But in Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5, it's more like who lands the first 2, because you get so much more mileage off of Oki for most of the characters.
There were a billion games at final round.
Yeah,
Justin Wong got 4th in Pokken. That's tight.
Pokken?
Speaking of Pokken, man, Pokken it's on the cusp of blowing up in our scene. People, it's right there. It's on the border.
No, it's not.
It is. I promise you. I promise it is. You will learn to eat those words.
I'm not going to be playing Gundam Poke style.
Well, you don't have to like it, but that doesn't matter. You don't like a lot of things, Chris.
I don't like you.
Yeah, nobody does, and that's fine. But you know what people do like? Pokemon. You know what people do like? Doing stupid stuff and running around and freezing people to death and doing special moves.
And doing electrical and Godfist with Pikachu.
And you know what else they like? Wrestling Pikachus. I think that people like it enough that they're going to buy setups and that it's going to go well.
Yeah, too bad they literally had they did everything in their power to make this the most tournament unviable game to play ever. Like you have to have a router and 2 Wii U's, and then obviously the weird controller thing, and then 2 TVs, 2 consoles. I already said that, but like it's just
4 consoles. 4 consoles.
Yeah, it's like we talked about the buried entry for Street Fighter 5. Like, okay, you got to get a PS4 for $400, got to get a TV for $100, got to pick up the season pass for $25, but then it's like, oh, go buy 2 $300 consoles, go buy 2 $100 monitors, and then go buy a router. And then you have to go buy the Ethernet cables and all this stuff, and it's like, it's a lot of work for just getting one viable setup for Pokken.
See, but here's my question. Do you think that once Street Fighter V's first win blows over, do you think Nintendo's going to start pushing it and be like, come to these tournaments, we already have all that stuff for you? Because then you only have to practice with your own.
Well, the thing about Nintendo is they don't care about competitive fighting games at all.
Maybe they're trying to change that, Chris.
If they do, I would be so in love, because they'd actually push Smash 4 as a tournament game. As much as I don't like Smash 4, it's still people apparently like it. People apparently like it. So I mean, and people are competitive in it. So
are you a closet Smash player, Chris?
I am, dude. No, but like if Nintendo actually dude, think about the Smash scene. Like, they have no support from Nintendo at all, and look how big they are.
It's outrageous, dude.
Like, if Smash 4 actually had Nintendo support, it'd be the biggest fighting game out there.
Ugh. Don't say that.
Which, I mean, then you have to deal with even more Smash nerds at majors, but
You know that we are a very Street Fighter centric podcast, Chris. You can't say those things. You're alienating our listener
oh,
base.
sorry. Smash is dumb. I hate Smash nerds. Oh,
You know
actually,
what?
that's actually both are true still.
You know what the best fighting game is, though, on the lowdown?
Melty Blood?
Skullgirls.
No.
Melty Blood probably is actually the true answer, yeah.
Nobody likes Skullgirls.
You know what else nobody likes? Losing money. And you know what? You know what might be happening at EVO 2016, Chris?
I still can't believe that. That's pretty crazy.
All right, so Mr. Wizard did a tweet today that was in no way solidifying an answer or anything like that, but it's just like, should EVO allow betting at the sports book for our top 8 finalists? Which I think is absolutely crazy. Like, because and this kind of merges what we were just saying. Smash is an enormously large game, and it's played by primarily younger people. We're not going to name any names or call any names here, but
9-year-olds.
That the overlap of people who are willing to bet at EVO and people who are willing to lose money in bets in EVO are not. It's not there.
Yeah, and also it's sports books, so like you have to go. You have to go to the casino, and then go to the sports book, like where you bet on horses and football games and whatnot. And
Get yelled at by nerds with sports, get beat up, lose your lunch money.
And then you're like, hey, I want to put 5 on Haitani. And they're like, what? $5? Why are you even here? And then they're like, and then they just throw you out. And then
I wish I could see the results without signing into Twitter.
results. Oh, here, I can tell you.
All right, cool.
Let's see.
You know what I'll pull up? I'll pull up our weekly recap of the percentage of Steam reviews.
Oh, yeah, the weekly running total.
Oh, man.
I have to vote first. Should I allow it? Yes or
Yeah,
no?
go for it. Say yes. I want to vote. I want to bet.
73% with 27
Yes?
with 2,700 votes.
Wowza, dude.
Man, that guy's popular. A lot more popular than I am.
45%
Steam reviews.
positive. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
God,
poor.
we're losing it, dude. This is hanging on by a thread. This podcast here.
Dude, but that's insane. Still 45%, but hopefully that.
Well, no. I mean, look. At EVO last year, there were people playing blackjack all the time. The people.
That was so funny walking by and then seeing Punko at a poker table.
Yeah, and then like Mango, he was hella into blackjack.
Yeah.
And so I think it's smart to just consolidate that all, and then just do all your money losses and the things that you already enjoy, and then keep the system closed.
Man, it's gonna be actually but unlike last year and many of the other years, it's at the convention center this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, think about that. Like if you were actually at the main venue, I guess no, they said they're only gonna do it for top 8, right?
Yeah, just top 8.
Oh, never mind. So it'll still be at Mandalay Bay, and then you could just bet there.
So you have to get up and leave the seat that you waited in line from 7 a.m. for.
Yeah, go to the sports
bet.
book. Yeah, go to the sports book to lose your money, come back, get a worse seat, significantly worse seat, and then they call you back and they're like, hey, by the way, you lost $700 on betting on Daigo.
I only bet 10. Oh God.
We own your car. We own your house.
Did you know that EVO early bird registration ends at the end of March? So you have 5 days left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you didn't register in the first week, then that's really
Who
nice.
even are you?
Yeah. Then who are you, dude? Like everybody like me registers in the first week.
Okay, so just so you know, Mr. Wizard also did a tweet, another poll. Is a hot dog a sandwich? So I think he's really getting to the hard-hitting stuff here. Mr. Wizard is on top of it, and I'm glad that he's in charge of hosting the biggest American.
And also, by the way, we have a 77% of the fan base saying no. And also, something else to keep in mind, 2,400 votes for the hot dog poll, and we have 2,700 votes for the Evo poll. So, like, apparently hot dogs are like 95% as fun as Evo.
What the fuck are we doing, Chris? We're talking about hot dogs and sandwiches.
And 45% win and 45%
45%.
4,500.
All right, let's talk about Alex. Chris, you think Alex is going to be good?
Yes.
Why?
He has every tool that a good character needs. It's like Nikali. I think Nikali is super underrated.
See, I 100% agree with you. And I think that his V skill is still out of this world insane.
Yeah, the counter hit.
Yeah, to force a counter hit.
I wonder
Like
how
that's
long
just
it's going to
crazy.
take. That's the biggest thing. I wonder if it's going to be just like, is it going to be like his full taunt where he's like, oh, okay.
I wonder if it's going to be like an Armika thing where you can cancel it in the middle too if you decide that it's not a good idea.
Yeah, like, because like if it was like, let's say, for example, third strike Ken,
Hmm.
like where it's just a quick little thing you could do on a
Oh,
knockdown. Yeah, he's like, da da. Okay, we're good to go, and then you increase your damage. It's totally worthwhile. Like
yeah.
if you're in footsies, you get like a sweep or something. You just do the little whatever taunt, and then you're done, and then you move in and you get your counter hit.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a similar length of time to any of Birdie's V skills, because those are kind of what I base all my things on, like on knockdown and then length of time. Because Banana's pretty quick, Donut is a little bit slower, and then the Can is the slowest.
Yeah,
So I imagine that you'll have enough time if your opponent hesitates on Wake Up. If they jab, you'll probably get hit out of it, and obviously on Crush Counter Sweep or whatever, you'll definitely be able to get the full thing. Which
yeah.
leads to the Vortex, because then you can just Crush Counter him again.
I just wonder how good his buttons are going to be. Because it seems like all the characters that are good in this game have like a good button. They have at least one good crush counter button. Like we always talk about Akali. His stand roundhouse and his stand fierce are both insanely good buttons. They hit everything out of their way and they don't really have any weaknesses. So I wonder if Alex's are going to have any kind of buttons like that. Because in this game, if you don't have damage off of crush counters, it hurts you a lot.
Dude, Lore has the most damage off Crush Counters. Nakali makes me want to die because of how brain dead he is.
Stand roundhouse, stand fierce, medium axe kick,
Well,
crouch, medium
and
punch.
like Robbie said that before. He's like, "Oh, I hate brain dead characters," and like I didn't want to believe him. I was like, "Nah, I think that Nakali players they know what's up. They know what's going on." But his whole game plan is. I was talking to Josh about this last night. His whole game plan is designed that his natural flow does everything you want to do. Because other characters, they have to be like, I'm going to frame trap here, or I'm going to do this crush counter setup. Whereas with Nakali, you just naturally do the things you want to do. You're like, oh, I'm going to fierce, and to stomp, and to crouch medium punch, and to all this other stuff. And he naturally, all of those are frame traps. If he crush counters, the combo still works. And so you can just continue to do your thing very one-sided, and everything will work out for you. And there's not a lot of like a huge amount of thought that goes into it. Like eventually you have to V trigger to DP to make sure you're going to hit. But I don't know. I just feel like everything Nakali does flows into itself and does things naturally other characters have to work for.
Yeah, the only thing that keeps missing is Oki mid screen. Like to do Oki mid screen, you have to actually kind of think about that because like that's why Hitani, like a lot of people that they don't understand is they usually do the stand roundhouse and the disc guidance. The thing about that pushes them too far away to get any Oki, but Hitani does sweep. It gets less corner carry, but you get more Oki. So
Yeah.
that's something to keep in mind is that you have to work to keep your Oki mid screen, but that's very important. Keeping your Oki up as Nakali because when you have a command grab, invincible DP. And like very strong combos. It's very hard to not be able to whenever you get in, not to get damage, because no matter what, you're getting damage.
Yeah, he just feels like nonchalantly one of the best characters in the game, and that kind of just bothers me. I guess it's hard to explain, and that's a really weird way to say it, but it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this stuff, and it's gonna work, and you're gonna die, and then GG's. Whereas most people who are the best in the game, like Ryu, it's just like, oh man, Ryu is a powerhouse.
Yeah, Chun-Li, it's like, oh wow, look at this instant air legs. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this, it's crazy. Like that's how kind of Kuma felt like for terms of like, I think he felt a lot like, he feels like a mix of Chun-Li and Nakali. A lot of stuff he does is really nonchalant, like super good, but at the same time he has some overtly good stuff like his sweep. So like the mixture of those two made him a really good character.
And I think that as time goes on, the game will even out and Nakali will rise even higher than he is. He'll become the best of all time forever.
When people start dropping Laura and Fang and realize that they're terrible characters.
Yeah, I wonder when I'll do that.
Although I think Laura's super underrated as well, but
2 years from now, probably I'll decide to switch to someone better like Birdie.
Well, the thing about Laura, she actually has good buttons. Like that's the thing. It's not like people compare to Abel a lot. Abel didn't have good buttons. At all. He had god awful buttons. And then like you talk about Laura's crouch medium kick, it's very strong. Very strong button. I mean, I know she can't really do anything off of it in particular, but I mean, what did Abel do off of it? I mean, he had a step kick, but you could do the same thing off of a lot of Laura's buttons, to be fair.
I can't wait until somebody with a more defensive impatient playstyle takes the top 8 in something.
I want to see that finally. I want to see defensive playstyles actually come to the top. Because you see Infiltration, he plays probably the most defensive out of any player, and he's still dashing around like an idiot.
Yeah. Whereas in Street Fighter 4, it was Snake Eyes versus, was it Shen, who had like the 4 timeouts in that whole set? They just sat back and everything.
Yeah, that's my favorite. The timeouts.
It's just, I don't know, man. Patience in every game obviously is something to be valued, but
Street Fighter 4
I think
had an emphasis, to say the least.
absolutely. But I think there will come a player who gets the life lead, a more significant life lead than you'd need in 4, and then just backs off in zones, or just kind of hangs out and wins, and people are going to go into an outrage about it, and that character is going to get nerfed, and that guy will probably can't make the joke I was going to make, probably leave the community forever.
It's gonna be Nash, because Nash is the only character in the game that can actually play defensively, probably.
I was gonna make a suicide joke, but then I remembered that Knuckle Dew had that whole incident, and then wouldn't just feel right.
Yeah.
I guess we could talk about that. That happened, but that's more gossipy than anything else.
Yeah, shouts to him showing up to Final Run and wrecking some butt.
Yeah, how well did he do anyway?
I think he got top 16.
That's godlike, dude.
I want to say, if I have it pulled up here, yeah, let's see. No, yeah, top. He got top 12.
Wow, that's impressive.
Not 12.
That's impressive.
He tied with Flash Metroid, Kazunoko, and Justin Wong.
There you go.
We talk about Justin Wong. You talk about the gods of Street Fighter, and then you're like, wow, Justin Wong's really good. And then you're like, man, I know Knuckle Dew's pretty good at Street Fighter 4, but, obviously he's just not a god. And then you see him plays the exact same as Justin Wong, which is pretty crazy. And he's actually placed higher than the likes of Fudo. He placed higher than, let's see, Ricky Ortiz, PR Balrog, Bonchan, Chris Hu. These are some pretty old names, and
I don't know. Something just still feels off about the meta of Street Fighter V to me. Like, I watch pro players play, and I'm like, yeah, I get it a little bit, but they just all feel like they're not playing like themselves, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, they haven't quite found their own groove in the game yet. Some people obviously have.
I feel like Infiltration has felt his groove, because, man, you see him just feeling himself on with Nash. It's so cool. I think Chiquito also feels himself with Ryu, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. But then you see somebody like, I don't know. Feels like Justin Wong is still kind of feeling weird with his character.
Yeah, I think Rufus would be kind of a cool addition into 5, honestly. People don't like Rufus, but, it'd be kind of nifty.
I mean, he did kind of dominate Street Fighter 4 for like 3 years straight.
Yeah, I always forgot that he was a good character, because when I started playing, he was just straight garbo.
I mean, he wasn't really, I wouldn't say a good character, as much as just really solid. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like Ryu, everybody can technically win with Ryu if you're that godlike. I can't believe Brent made top 8 though. That's really sick. Again.
Oh, Brent is cool.
Again, you talk about Brent. You're like, again, this guy can't be that good, right? He's just a Street Fighter player, Street Fighter 4 player, right? And then he's like literally placing higher than guys like Justin Wong and Kazunoko. It's nuts.
Oh my god. So I was rereading the March update thing just to see if we missed anything. And so it says we'll make Alex available for free as a trial period to all players until the Zenny shop launches. This will also apply to any future DLC characters that release prior to the Zenny shop launching. So they have a contingency in case their whole shop system sucks and it's like months until it comes out. They're like, we'll just give everything free. That's kind of disheartening.
Oh, just in case we screw up, we'll give you a free character as a kind of a deal sweetener, but
it's like a Splenda, not real sugar.
Not
just
real.
Throwing stuff out.
Just trying to make you feel like you got a sweet deal, but in the end, not so much. But man, I think that covers all our topics for today.
Shoutouts to National Waffle Day.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it really is.
Do you watch that last John Oliver where he talked about buying everybody waffle irons?
No, I do not watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
You need to watch the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Otherwise, you're not living, dude.
I'm barely living as it is.
He said that actually, instead of building the wall, that Trump talks about,
yes.
He said he actually could send every single person, not household, person, a $73 waffle maker for the same cost. So like if you have a family of 4, you get 4 waffle makers. That's pretty nuts.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I mean, that's such a John Oliver thing to say. Like, you all can get $75 waffle makers instead of a big giant wall.
Oh, dude, holy shit. So, just really quick, Justin Wong tweeted that there were 120 people in Pool 16 for Street Fighter 5 NCR.
Wow.
Apparently, they're just throwing a lot of the late players in the same pool.
120 people.
Jesus. That's outrageous, man.
Yeah, they had what? So they had 1,024 people at final round, right?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, so 1,024, they had 64 pools. And so that's what, 16 people per pool? Yeah.
16 people per pool.
Yeah, and at a final round. But in that game, apparently in NCR, 120 people in one pool.
Well, it's because they're just throwing all the late people in there. That's something. That's not a bad way to punish them, you know. It's like, oh hey.
Don't even think about showing up late. Otherwise, you're gonna get wrecked by Justin Wong.
Is he in
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess he is.
Is he?
I don't know.
That'd be funny. Anyway,
We are talking about literally nothing. Let's just end this before it goes any worse.
well, we have any last final thoughts? Is that
Final
it?
thoughts. I'm hyped for Alex. Pissed off we can't play him at max out. Street Fighter 5 is still fun. Full bleed. I don't like you.
I'll say
That covers it.
this game's okay, and I want to see people feel themselves more. You know.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I want to see people play like Infiltration. You know, just they feel like they really know what they're doing, instead of just playing like robots that press buttons.
Man, that's quite the statement to hear from you, Chris Becco.
Even though I'm a robot that press buttons, so
You know, whatever works. I'm sure that as the game goes on, we'll see more and more personality come out.
that'll be really fun. I can't wait to see Taquito body people.
I think Taquito has the early access to Akuma already, and so he's just playing Ryu to bide his time. You know.
Man, if Taquito's playing Ryu, does that mean I have to switch to Ryu?
You tell me.
No.
No.
Nash is my man because the Infiltration's the best.
Frametrap Fridays 6, everybody. We
Hiatus
might be
voice.
back next week. We might have another hiatus. Who knows?
Who knows?
Nah, just kidding. We'll be here next week, bright and early.
At 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
I gotta work like a slave, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we probably.
Thanks for listening, guys. You guys are the best.
And until then, farewell.